Just fucking. Here's a burger. Here's a burger with 3 patties. Here's a burger with 2 fucking patties. Here's a burger with no lettuce. 4 fucking patties. I was like,
fish burger.
they're all this. It's all the same shit.
Did I really? Against you. I'm not disagreeing
I lost the battle,
with you.
but did I?
Dude, this guy keeps thinking we're like in a shootout, and I'm like, bro, stop shooting me. We're shooting that way.
I don't want to eat like that.
Yeah,
bro. I mean, no.
They had a taco pupusa. Guess what they fucking called it, dude?
Tapusa.
You wish. I wish they would have called it that. They fucking
pupusa?
called it a poo-poo taco.
Oh, fucking 9th grade, right? She's
Yeah.
like, these portions are too big. Don't fucking eat them, dumbass. Leave them. Give them to someone else. Don't be like, if I can't finish it, no one is supposed to finish. I feel like you fucking piece of shit. I'm hungry. All right, this is recording 1.
Recording number 1
of episode 4.
Of episode 4, yes.
All right. Is that the intro?
Yeah. You go ahead, do the intro.
So I won.
Do you want to do the rock paper scissors?
Let's go.
All right.
Whoever wins gets the host.
Okay, so I could just lose then. I mean, well, it's like, all right, whatever.
Rock,
paper. On shoot or on go? Or on 3?
Go. Rock, paper, scissors, go. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, go. I win. Hey, what's up, guys? This is episode 4 of Lemme Dink. Damn, episode 4 already? It's kind of crazy. We barely started this shit like 3 months ago. We have already like what, 5 episodes, 16 seasons in the can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Deleted every single one.
Deleted all of them, guys. It was not up to par. We need that good quality shit for you guys. So I mean, dude, our first episode's doing pretty good.
I like the first.
In my opinion.
The first episode sets the pace for everything else because I feel like we're not going to get too vulgar, but at the same time, like, who cares?
Yeah, dude, I mean, my intention was never to be, like, vulgar or edgy. I just kind of like saying whatever I want. You know
I mean, the first episode we talked about balls for, like, a couple of minutes.
Yeah, a good amount. There was a lot of ball stuff we cut out, by the way.
Yeah, there was actually, like, some of you were probably like, you guys talked about a lot. No, we talked a lot.
We talked a lot. Yeah.
But we were like, damn, it's going to make us look gay.
Yeah.
No, that's not the reason why.
There's anything wrong with that.
What?
I said not that there's anything wrong with that.
True.
Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. You guys know that episode of Seinfeld? You know the episode of Seinfeld, right?
Which one?
That one?
Yeah,
that one.
That one.
Not the ball episode. It's not a balls episode, but
no. But which one?
That one.
Which one?
The one where he's like, they're like throughout the whole episode, they're like, we're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with
when
that.
When they were in the restaurant, and then they were pretending because the reporter could tell that she was trying to listen in, and then they were both like, oh, let's pretend,
to
and
be
then
gay,
she ends up being the one that's like, I forgot how that whole thing goes, but
he was trying to interview him.
Yeah, there you go.
She didn't, but they didn't know what each other looked like. They just knew their names.
Yeah. And then she was like, "Oh, I saw you guys at the diner or whatever talking. Not that there's anything wrong with that."
Yeah, she was like, "Oh yeah." She didn't bring it up at all, but then she assumed. And then when she saw like Jerry and George in the same house, she started asking like questions like, "Oh, so how long have you guys known each other?" He's like, "Oh, since middle school." "Oh, how did you guys meet?" "Oh, he was in a rope in gym class, and you know that climbing thing, and then he just fell right on top of me." And then she was like, "Oh, sexy." And then, yeah. He's like, "Oh, so you guys live together?" "What?" And they were like confused, like, "Why would we live together?" And he's like, "Well, do your parents know?" And they're like, "No, what? Like, what are you talking about?"
I mean, shit, maybe.
Shit, I don't know.
But what's it called? Going into Seinfeld, like, there's so many classic episodes that.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's crazy because I was talking to someone about this like recently. We were talking. They asked me what's one of my favorite episodes, and then I started saying it, like the plot of it, and then they thought they knew which episode I was talking about, kind of like this, and then we both started saying it, and then we were like, no, wait, that's not the same episode at all. But they have so many episodes that are just bangers that, like, not that the formula is the same or anything, but like you can almost like kind of like Jerry's the best, George is some horny ass bastard. Elaine is one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most underrated comedic actors.
Dude, she's so funny. Like, I thought she's not even a stand-up comic, I don't think.
I don't really know. that's my bad because I don't know too much about like her acting profile or anything.
Yeah,
But people always go into Kramer, Michael. I forgot his name, but
yeah,
he's good. I will say his physical comedy is like it's the best in the cast.
yeah.
But dude, her episode, Stella, where she fucking
She's
they like
drunk, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
bro, dude, I love that episode. I love when characters and Kramer does this when they're in the story, they're in the plot, they're in the like they fit in the universe, but at the same time they have their own thing going on, and they have their own like mannerisms, they have their own like and like everyone else is kind of looking at them like what? That's my favorite thing, and that whole episode is just her being like Stella, dude. I
Stella.
love that, and it doesn't hurt that I'm gonna be. No one says this. Elaine's pretty. You know, she's cute as hell.
Dude, you know I saw her in person.
Does she hold up?
Hmm? Dude, I don't know how old she is, but she still like looks young. And
Wait,
she
where'd you see her?
I worked at the DNC and she made a speech at the DNC in
Oh,
Chicago.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She did like a dude. Dude, I didn't know she was gonna be there. We were working, and she literally like walked past me, and I was like, dude, I was like,
Stella.
Stella! No, dude, can you imagine that? She would have been like,
You should have. That would have
well,
been.
she had a whole security team around
Oh,
her, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't. I mean, dude, it was like a political event. Everybody in there's wearing suits and shit. Imagine if I was like, Stella, like,
dude, I feel like people would have been amped up. I feel like people need to do that at least on like more of like, regardless of any political side you're on. Some dude like a prankster, shout out
yeah,
Fred Bayer, like some type of prankster should always be at those things just to bring up the mood. You know,
yeah.
just like some random like Democrats, Republicans, Stella, Stella. Like we need that, you know, to remind everybody, like chill out, you know. Like at the end of the
Yeah,
day, we all gotta go home. We gotta work with the other person. Like
dude,
instead of going home and being all mad, let's just be like, hey, remember that one dumbass? I was like,
it reminds me. What's it called when there was the Trump rally and he had the Kill Tony guy, the
oh yeah,
comedian, dude. That was like kind of like what you're saying, but it's also like, dude, he has like like brought up the worst kind of jokes to bring it to like a political rally where your group is already accused of being racist, and he goes in talking bad about Puerto Rico.
what do you say? He was like a
He's
island
like
of
it's a
garbage.
floating island of garbage, and everybody was like, "Oh, bro, like he's a comedian," and it's like I don't blame Tony. I
Dude,
blame whoever hired him.
I hate that sense of I'm not a comedian, obviously. We're fans of comedy, but
Yeah,
you know, we don't know what it's fully like to like have to go through building a set, building up minutes and everything. But with that being said, I kind of hate the notion that comedians when their jokes don't like go through, it's automatically like, oh, like you can't say anything
oh yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah.
Like that's
So, dude,
if it wasn't funny, it wasn't funny.
yeah, that's such a lie, dude.
Like
Because you can't control your laughter.
because here's the thing, like half of those comedians that say that, I feel like some of them have a case. Am I saying that they're right? No, you can make a case for something
Yeah,
without being right. The other half, you just have to accept the fact that it's not funny. Because
nah,
if I throw a fucking dart at a dartboard, right, I can say, oh, it was the wind half the time.
yeah.
But if you're indoors, bro, at some point, or even whatever X factor, you got to realize that at some point, it's just that I suck at fucking throwing the darts. It,
That's such a good analogy.
if it like not every joke is gonna be fucking funny, and if people don't laugh, it can't be like the audience. It can't be the
Nah,
audience every time. Like
nah,
comedians, and that's the thing that kind of pisses me off a little bit
yeah,
because comedians, you would think, right? They're the one person that could like laugh at themselves. So when
yeah,
they get called out, it's more like, okay, guys, you got me. But instead, they're the number one people that are
yeah.
like, no, 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 stop. We gotta make this
I
serious.
think the bad comedians are like the ones who feel like they people should have laughed because I've been at tons of shows where they'll say something like super like edgy and I'm like, it was all right, and but they'll be like, oh, lighten up, guys, it's not that bad. Like it was, I didn't say anything that crazy. Come on, guys, like lighten up, and it's just like, bro, it, everybody else was laughing. We've been laughing for the past 20 minutes, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's just you,
I feel
and
like that's
yeah,
just the echo chamber of the
yeah.
Rogan. A lot of comics. Because did you hear what Rogan is doing at the Comedy Mothership? He
No.
they
Oh yeah, he wants to bring all his comedians, right?
well not only that he well a lot of people are saying to this is to prevent heckling, and I do agree with it to some like extent, because what they're doing is that not only do you have to give them their phone when you go into the comedy mothership, you have to also you get your face scan, and if you heckle, they they have your face scanned, so they're like that person specifically is not allowed for the next 10 years or whatever. Which on one hand you're kind of like okay, like that definitely gives like a safe environment for the comedians, like using your bits, going through, exercising your
Oh,
comedic ability.
yeah.
But on the other half, let's say some comedian goes up there and they're just like N word, N word, N word. I hate Jews. I hate Jews. I hate Jews. And then as soon as you're like, yo, fuck that, you're kicked out. So that guy just got a just that
Yeah.
comedian just got a free 15 minutes to say hella racist stuff. But if you say anything, if the crowd were to like be like, we don't like this, no, they're in the wrong.
Dude, I think, yeah. It always takes that one guy to stand up and be like, boo, before everybody joins in. But it's also like, the same time, if everybody like comes in and like starts heckling, I don't feel like they wouldn't really like kick out everybody.
Yeah, like let's say Tony said that joke at the comedy mothership, which it's kind of hard for it to fail there. But let's say
Yeah,
right,
that's what
it
I'm saying.
did.
Like I don't think his comedy was. I didn't even listen to it that uh in depthly, like from the start to beginning, because it was like, I think it was like a big like a long monologue or something. So I'm sure it was funny,
Yeah,
but like the person who hired him to do that at a MAGA rally is just an idiot.
yeah,
Like
no,
that was not the place to do it. You know what I mean?
nah, dude.
Like it was does not make you look good. But yeah, in the comedies, like I'm a fan of comedy. Like I'm sure he it probably was funny. I don't think he's racist towards Puerto Ricans. But
I mean, maybe.
I mean, even if he was, I mean,
I mean, if you look at like his political stance and everything, and like, not that he has to be racist against a group of
I
people.
think Tony is just an asshole.
I don't like his style of comedy. I'm gonna be
Nah,
honest. Like, do I admit he's good at like roasting people? Of course. There's
yeah,
definitely you can admit something about people without having
yeah,
to agree on like other things. Is he a good roaster? Completely agree. Is he a good comedian? Honestly, I don't think he's a crazy good comedian. Like
nah.
his last special, it got like destroyed. Like it was for Netflix, and then they just sold it to like Tubi or some shit. Like they
Oh,
canned
really?
it. Yeah, like it was not good. Like
Dude, I didn't even see it.
he was going like because he hosts Kill Tony obviously, but whenever he would like be in interviews with other comedians, he'd be like, "Oh, I got my own stuff cooking." It supposedly got filmed or whatever, and then where is it? You don't see it on Netflix.
Oh,
It's
it
not
just
on
never
Netflix.
released?
No, it
They
never released.
sold
They
it.
sold that
Oh,
shit off. Like,
wow.
and then that makes you wonder, right? Like, let's say Tony has Kill Tony. Actually, I don't know if you know, but Netflix is giving them their own like,
Oh yeah, I do see that on
yeah.
the like the previews, like the Kill Tony.
But then you think about it like this: Kill Tony in an environment where it's literally named Kill Tony, built around him. He has a bunch of comedians that are kind of on his side, like they're all his
Yeah,
best friends, and everyone coming up is not only inexperienced, but they're on his show, so they have to bow their head to some degree.
yeah,
On that platform, he kills it. Then he goes to a platform where it's just him, it's just jokes, no other help, him in the audience, and that shit gets canned. What does that tell you, bro? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to
yeah.
say anything crazy about him, but you have to just look at the facts. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, that's like another like there's a lot of YouTubers that are like comedy YouTubers, like
mm-hmm.
Curtis Connor.
I
I don't
don't
know if
know
you heard
him.
of him.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure he's pretty popular. He's got like millions of subscribers. He gets like he uploads maybe like once a month, and he's one of those guys that was on Vine first, but
Mm.
he was really in it just for the comedy, and he blew up because of comedy. So now he's starting to do stand up, but apparently he's been doing stand up for years, way before even he became famous on YouTube. And dude, his stand up is so terrible. It's terrible. And I think, and it's just because like he's been on YouTube for so long. Oh, but it's like I can't even say that argument because he's been doing stand up before YouTube. You know what I mean? And
mm.
I think he found his
Like Nietzsche.
his niche in yeah on YouTube, and like his editing is really good. Like he's really funny on camera because he can do takes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's really easy to polish it. Oh, I mean, you can polish stand up too, but he just not. It's just it's different. He's just not
Dude,
that good at it.
uh, okay. One thing about comedians that I feel like it might sound very like, oh yeah, this guy knows nothing about comedy, but
Yeah,
I feel like some comedians should be like kind of, you know, there should almost be like a standard, like, and it sounds bad, but if you've been in it for like 10 years, you have no special, you have no like further,
Nah, I feel like 10 years is like when you start to finally get
how
recognized.
you think?
Yeah,
Because there's like I don't want to be bogus, but like there's definitely comedians that I'll see like on like Joe Rogan, or I'll see like around, and like on podcasts, like they give me a chuckle, but
yeah.
would I say if I was working with that person, let's say, and they made if they were making me laugh that much, would I tell that person, "Dude, you should be a stand-up comedian"? Like, I don't think so. And there's like people that are coming to my name, and I don't want to like say like let's bleep it out, but like Brian Simpson. I don't know if
Who?
you see, dude. If you go on Joe Rogan, he has multiple episodes on Joe Rogan. He has
Yeah.
multiple episodes on like Tiger Belly, like Theo Vaughn, Two Bears One Cave, like multiple big podcasts. But like, who is exactly? You don't even
I don't
know.
know who
But
he is.
another guy, but I do kind of like him, but it just feels like Jeremiah Watkins.
I Nah,
He's
I
the
don't know.
skinny guy. He has like reddish hair.
I wish I knew more stand-up
He
comedians.
has
I
like a
think
big nose.
I to be honest, bro, I don't know a lot of names.
Okay.
Uh, I kind of just watch stand-up specials,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really remember the comedians. I just like to laugh.
No, but he. That's why. See, that's why you don't know him.
Yeah.
But like, I feel bad.
He
I
does he have a special on Netflix?
no. Oh no,
No.
Jeremiah Watkins. We have to bleep a lot now, but
Why?
you want me to? You're gonna leave it in?
Well, yeah, I mean, why not? I
Okay.
mean, this is criticism, man. I don't think it's like a.
But I don't want to be
I don't want him
bogus
to. I
to
don't want to
them.
come. I don't want him to come to me. But it's just like, bro,
All
if you.
right, true, true,
No,
true,
no,
true,
no.
true, true, true.
If we're gonna be up here and criticize, obviously, and we're not gonna, they can totally come back to us and be like, bro, who are you? We're nobody, bro.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just
Like, bro,
talking
just
shit.
exactly, bro. So if you're over here getting mad about what we're saying,
True.
then you're nobody too.
Oh,
Look at you. Click off this video right now. What's his name? Brian Sampson,
Simpson.
Brian Simpson, and Jeremiah Watkins.
It's because I hate it because like I look at them and I'm
His
like
name's not even funny.
they're cool, like they're nice people. They make me chuckle. But are they a Shane Gillis? Are they a Jerry Seinfeld? Are they a Cat Willie? Like, and I'm not saying everyone has to be super like that talented,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Definitely not. But at the same time, right? Like, Brendan Schaub, like,
That guy's not funny.
dude, who the fuck was like hyping him up? Okay, like I see the appeal of this person, of Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
I see his appeal, but at the same time, for him to get to the level that he is, to me, I'm gonna be honest, it's like insulting to other comedians
Yeah.
that, in my opinion, are way better. And I'm not even saying these comedians are like 10 times better, but like if you put someone like, I'm just gonna say like
Oh,
an Andrew Santino and a
yeah.
Bert Kreischer comedically. I'm talking about just comedically
Yeah.
in terms of joke structure, pacing, like just talking about different shit. Like, dude, Andrew Santino has fucking Bert Kreischer like 10 times. He
Yeah.
laps him.
Yeah, you're saying like he doesn't deserve
I
where
don't want to
he's
say
at.
deserve, but like I just don't understand how a guy who literally is talking about how he's the machine and how he gets drunk all the time and is just like a party animal is more relatable than a dude who like is quote unquote from Chicago.
Yeah,
Who's
I
like
was gonna say he's not even from
he's not
Chicago.
even from Chicago. But anyways, but like
Why do
he's
all these people always say that shit?
bro. That's why low key people from Chicago like, hey man, we're from Chicago, so please support us if you're from Chicago. But because like there's a lot of people that like end up making it big and they're like, I'm from Chicago, and then you look into it and they're
Yeah,
just like never
they're
from
never from
Chicago.
Chicago.
And what we mean by that is that they're always from the suburbs.
Yeah,
And if you live in Chicago, there's a fucking difference, bro.
yeah,
If you live in the suburbs, you're going to your local fucking public school, not like suburb school. That shit is literally picking you up school buses, like yellow school buses. You're not getting picked up in a yellow school bus in Chicago, bro.
no,
You're fucking taking the CTA bus, like that crackhead and the homeless guy. You're
same
sitting right
bus.
next to them, same bus, same train in the loop. You're smelling the same piss as everyone else. It's fucking different, bro. Like you literally,
Yeah,
bro.
If you don't smell the piss, you don't get to say you're from Chicago.
It's just a different type of thing, and like the reason why I feel like it bothers, I don't know, people like that live in Chicago is mostly because you kind of see the people. I don't know. I don't know if I'm speaking like for everyone or just for myself, but you ever go to like the malls and like you kind of look at someone, you're like, you don't, you're from like Evanston or something, huh? Like I just kind of look at them sometimes and I'm just like, I don't like, because it's not me being against them. It's just the way that they'll be looking at people.
Yeah,
Like if I see a guy walking around like sagging or whatever, that's just a guy walking around. Like, but like the way that I'll see some people react, I'm just like, why is that? Why does that blow your mind? It's
yeah,
Chicago, and I'm like, oh, because you're not from Chicago,
yeah.
you're just visiting, and that's why you're like, like I don't know, like
It
that.
reminds me, my dad, he was selling a bike on Facebook Marketplace, and he said that this lady like bought it from him, like this like uppity lady that had just recently moved here, and he was like, he was trying to find a place to meet her in person to sell the bike,
Mhm.
and he was like, oh, can you meet me on California and Roosevelt? And then my dad was like, no, that's a terrible area. He's like, why would I meet you there?
I'm gonna get robbed,
Yeah,
bro. Like
exactly. I'm like, no, I'm
no,
not meeting you there at all. He's like, oh, well, okay, well, somewhere like on California and like, I mean, Roosevelt
why
and Ashland.
California? Why
Yeah, and it's just
California?
like, I used to live in California.
Don't.
What's
I
it called?
mean, used to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But what's it called? So yeah, she was like all these like terrible streets, and my dad was like, "Why are you choosing these bad? Like, no, I'm not meeting you there." And then he finally like figured out a place, and apparently she had took the bus so that she could take the bike back to her wherever she was going,
Hmm.
because she didn't have a car, I guess, or she didn't want to bring a car to take the bike back. So once they made the transaction, my dad like asked like, "Oh, are you not from here?" And she's like, "Oh no, I just moved here from like North Dakota." And he was like, "Oh, that's why you don't." Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Okay, I see you." And she was walking
La,
down the
la, la,
street, and my
la.
dad was like, "Don't go that way." He's like, "Don't go, go the other way." And she's like, "Okay, thank you."
You walked out and you were like, "Who was that, Paul?" And you were, and your dad was like, "Ah, that was a good fella. That was
He
a good
won't be
soul
here
right
yet.
there."
We won't be hearing from her anymore.
Bro, I
Make sure
mean,
you write down what she was wearing. The cops might be asking tomorrow.
that gives me a little hope, Loki, at the same time, because I'm like, we kind of do need a little bit of like that North Dakota, like, hey, partner, like, or
Yeah,
whatever, like,
dude. I went to Galena 2 days ago
uh,
or over the weekend, and well, first of all, back to just to stay on topic. When I was leaving, it's like a 3 hour drive, and I went to the gas station to buy a coffee so I
mhm.
can drive. And this guy knew that I
Wait, black?
no, it was the worker at the station. He was an Indian guy,
I mean,
so not a black guy.
I meant the coffee.
The coffee? Oh. No, it was not black. It's like a Starbucks Frappuccino glass type thing. No, Indian guy. But he was like, oh, he noticed like I wasn't from the area because I was still around the Galena. I was still like 10 minutes away.
Something in my head said, say it," and I was like, "Why?" And I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, "Oh, that was."
Black? No, the gas station owner. Not definitely not a black guy. I've never seen a black gas station owner, but I feel like they're the number one
Oh,
customers.
I've seen black liquor owners.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I've only seen Mexican and also like Middle Eastern and Indian
yeah, like
liquor
the
owners.
like Pakistani dudes and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
but basically the guy he was like, oh, he knew I wasn't from the area either, and he was like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Chicago. He's like, oh, Carol Stream, we're like neighbors, and I was like, okay, and then
What the
I
hell?
had to do the yes no, not like okay, and then I was like, thank you, and then I just left.
Carol Stream is kind of close to here, but like that would not be close to like.
Nah,
Uh,
it's like
that's only acceptable if you guys were like in Texas, and
yeah,
then if he was like Chicago, Carol Stream.
yeah, exactly, because it's like an hour drive is
But if
like
you're over here, it's like, bro, who the fuck?
yeah. I was like literally like okay, like sure,
That shit is.
thank
Oh.
you. But back to I was gonna say though, like how you were saying about like North Dakota, we need that. Dude, when I went to Galena, bro, everybody was so nice, dude. I was like, dude, everybody was so nice. There was like, I mean, it was mainly like white people,
Mhm.
but there were a lot of like, because it's like kind of like a touristy town,
Mm,
but it's like on the border of like Iowa and Illinois, so it's like pretty far west.
mm.
So it's like it's pretty much like just like country around there. There's no, it's just plains and just there's farm people. But like that town has like a lot of tourist attraction. Like it's not tourist attractions, but like it's a very touristy town, and everybody was so nice, dude. I was just like so happy to be there because like everybody was just like having a good time. It wasn't like a bunch of like drunk people either because it was like the middle of the day, and it was just like man. And even at that gas station, bro, like right when I got in there, some guy was like waiting in line, and the owner of the gas station, he was like cleaning something, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll be right with you, sir. I'm just cleaning this coffee stand." And then the guy who was waiting in line, he's like, "Oh man, don't worry about it. Like, I as a customer, man, I appreciate that you're cleaning, bro." And he was
He
like,
said that?
"Yeah."
What the?
And he,
If that was Chicago, it'd be like, bro, hurry your ass up, bro.
yeah,
Like,
I'm trying to get out of here. But
yeah,
yeah,
bro. People got jobs, bro. People do
but
your fucking job,
so
bro.
so he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like, oh, I'm just cleaning this real quick," and he was like, "Oh, like, yeah, man, I really appreciate that you're cleaning because as a customer, like, I just appreciate that."
The fact that he says it even like that, like as a paying customer, like I do value that.
I mean, but he was being very
I have
sincere.
been known to be a valued customer.
And this guy was like wearing a trucker hat, like a white shirt with like a ripped jacket and like dirty jeans. So and he was like being like the nicest guy ever. And it was like so weird. He was buying a case of beer, and then the Indian guy got up and he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that." And he's like, "Oh, what are you buying?" He was asking him questions like, "Oh, what are you buying? Is this, you want to hang out with family?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm visiting my mom because I haven't visited her in about a couple months, so I'm gonna go visit her. And I also got this. Can I get this wine?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you want?" He's like, "Actually, let me get a wine from the bag. It's in the fridge."
What
And he
the
was like,
fuck?
"Oh man, thank you so much, man." And he was just like such a like a crazy like just like a. I felt like I was in a movie where everybody was happening so like a good thing was happening so much that I was like what the fuck's
Where the
going on?
cameras at?
Yeah, I was like, dude, someone's gonna kill me.
Dude, what if it was a Get Out type of thing, but instead for like
Dude,
Mexicans?
no, but it was weird because everybody was different ethnicities.
That doesn't mean nothing.
I mean, in the Get Out movie, it was very like
What, just white
white
people?
versus black people
So,
were like oppressing you.
but wasn't it still mostly white people there? I know it's different
In
ethnicities.
Galena, well, in the
In
gas station,
Galena, we got everybody in Galena.
There was a lot of Mexicans there actually.
Oh shit.
Uh, there was a lot of Mexicans. White people were definitely the main
The
majority of
main
people.
attraction.
Yeah, they're the main majority because they live there too. But like, yeah, it was probably like 80% white people, but then the last 20%, like half of them were Mexican, and then it was every other race. So it was like pretty good mix. But at the gas station, it was like
That's a good mix.
that's a good mix
80 white, 10 Mexican,
for a rural town.
and 10 other.
Yeah,
But the way
for
you said
a
it, like,
rural town,
that's a good mix right
that's
there.
a good mix right there.
Any more of anything else, you don't want that. It's
Brings
gonna
down the property value,
it's
if
gonna
you know what
get
I mean.
messy.
We don't need more of you. All right.
I'm pretty sure that's how America is basically right now.
Yeah, no, I think people
80 is
forget.
white, 10%
Yeah, I think because we live
like
in the city.
Hispanic and like
Yeah.
actually no, probably it would be another like 10% on its own just black people
No,
because they have a large number
the
as well.
statistics is like 60% white, and then it's like 30 or 20% black, and then the rest is everybody else. It's like I think we underestimate how many white people there are in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and even I mean, you would in cities is obviously a less white people, but there's still the majority. That's how many white people there are.
Dude, you know what? Dude, for real, like if you really think about it, like for as many white people as they have, there should be way more of them. And like how do I say this? Like people would be like, "Oh, DEI is why you see like a lot of
Yeah,
like different colored people," but like in the Olympics and sports, like the white people, you're seeing like so less of them, and
yeah,
it's just like that's not our fault.
yeah. You guys just suck.
You guys are sucking in a lot of shit. Even the shit that used to be your guys is like the stuff that I'm like thinking like what used to be like golf. That's no
That's
longer
not
like a
even like
white thing.
Japanese people are, dude. Japanese people are taking care of every sport. Like, what do you like? And that's not even like a. They're not
Even
even.
baseball,
Yeah.
I thought like Hispanics, but then specifically Dominicans had that shit on lock. Bro,
No, dude.
fucking Otani, bro,
Dude.
he's fucking smacking the shit out of y'all,
And
bro.
they're taking over golf. I know that. And it's not even they have like a physical advantage
I
because
mean,
they're.
that dude big as fuck. I
I
think
mean,
he's like
Otani himself,
6'3"
but
or some shit.
he's like a
He's a
specimen.
fucking specimen.
Yeah, but
Okay, wait. Can we talk about this? I heard this, and I don't know if it's true.
we got 1 minute left. Go ahead.
No, we can continue this right now.
Okay.
Okay, can we talk about
Yeah.
this? I heard about this, and maybe I'm just talking on my ass, but hey, this is what this podcast is. Let me think about it. Um, I heard that, and I feel like I don't know, but did you hear that? Some Asian countries, and maybe specifically China, is like genetically altering their people.
I feel like they did that shit a long time ago with Genghis Khan.
No, no, no. But right now, like
Oh,
they,
I haven't heard anything about that.
like I heard that like the more north you go in China, the taller they're getting because they're like genetically altering people.
That's pretty crazy. Like
And if
on
that
purpose or just
no,
like,
yeah, the government is doing it,
oh
and
wow.
like in China and Korea.
Well, I know China for sure has been doing that for a long time.
That's what I'm
In terms of like,
saying.
you guys can't. They've been like mandating that you can't have more than 2 kids or something.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
low key, right? So like black people athleticism is like up there, right? Like whatever.
But
White people is not really up there. The chinos are getting up there.
yeah,
So like, and if everyone's starting and like Loki, Nazis were genetically enhanced. They were doing some crazy shit,
yeah,
and the CIA adopted some of those guys. So maybe this
yeah.
is gonna be flagged. But
But it's not even like, I don't even think the thing is with like race is that they're not even genetically superior.
what are you talking about?
The Nazi Aryan race that
Oh
they made
yeah, they're
up. They're
not
not. They're like, nah. They're
not at
not.
all.
Like no.
But what I'm trying to say is that what if like we gotta make sure we're not out of this. It's kind of like nukes, right? Like
Oh, we gotta build our own.
we gotta build our own. We gotta start altering some of these
We gotta
fuckers.
We have to bring the Puerto Ricans to Mexico.
Like no,
What are you talking about? They're like the most genetically diverse people, I think.
the Puerto Ricans,
Yeah.
bro. How? That's
I don't
the
know.
Dominican Republic.
No, it's not.
Yes, that's no, that's Brazil. That's Brazil, bro.
Brazil too.
If
I think
you're talking about Latinos that are diverse, it's fucking Brazil,
so
bro.
is Puerto Rico.
Poor wow.
Well, have you ever met Puerto Rican people and look like met their families? They don't look the same at all.
But you could say the same about like Mexican.
No, they all look brown.
No, like dude, that's so
I,
funny because on both sides of my families, I've said that like as a joke, and then I go out into the world, I'm like, some are like that, but I feel like from your perspective,
yeah,
I'm seeing that some aren't. Like literally, I'm thinking of siblings on both sides. There's I can show you pictures. They're like same mother, same daughter. Like I know for a fact
yeah,
nobody cheated. One's you would think one is a white girl, like
yeah,
straight
yeah,
up a
yeah.
white girl, and the other one just
Mexican.
my color.
Yeah,
And then on the same side, um, one's like super white, and then the other one, her nickname is Preta, which is literally dark skinned
yeah,
in
yeah.
Spanish.
My girlfriend and her sister are like that. Where my
That's
girlfriend's
what I'm
super
saying.
white, like light skin, and her sister's like dark, and she has like her sister has like colored eyes.
So like if you're talking about like just different being different colors, like I'm pretty sure like that goes low key that goes across the board in like most Latin countries. I feel like except Argentina. I feel like Argentina is the only one that like nah
That's because
they're just
all
white.
the Nazis went to Argentina.
But what I'm saying is
They they what's it called, deported the native black people in Argentina
I have no idea
after
about
the
that.
racists took over. My dad brought this up one time, and I was like, dude, that's crazy. I was like, he's like, how come there are no black people on the Argentina soccer team?
True.
And I was like,
'Cause
I mean, they're the best in the world. So I mean, I
they
don't.
kind of don't even
I'm
need
sure.
to.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably wouldn't help. I mean, it would help, but it's just like they don't need it. But at the same time, it's like even Germany has black people on their soccer team.
No, but I just think that out of everyone, Brazil is definitely the most diverse.
Yeah,
But as like, cause we kind of like when you start naming like the groups of people, you
yeah,
just kind of group them together, right? You're like
yeah,
white people,
yeah,
black
yeah.
people, Asian,
But
like.
Brazil is like you can't really point at a person.
But if Brazil were to go to anyone, I'm pretty sure it'd be Latinos. It's like I'm like 90% sure.
Nah, but they have so many people there. They can just be their own team. I think they have like probably like
They're
50
like they're
percent of
kind of
the.
like Portugal. Like there's I'm not no, this isn't anything against them. I'm not saying like they're weak or anything, but I'm just
Portugal's
saying.
definitely siding with Spain. They've been like partners for like
Okay,
centuries.
so who would they go with
Portugal,
in Spain? Yeah,
they're they're
they.
probably stick with the European. They consider themselves white. Do you?
Yeah, we don't need them.
Yeah, we don't. No, dude.
We don't need them
Dude, I
anyway.
don't want Spain.
I want Brazil.
Yeah, we'll take Brazil.
Na na
Yeah.
na 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 na
Dun, dun, dun,
na
dun,
na
dun, dun,
na.
dun,
Nah,
dun.
dude, our music, our women, everything is close enough that we can like, bro. I feel like we're like
Dude, okay.
with
I,
out of
also,
everyone, it'd be like this with like they're the cousins,
first of
like
all, though, we got. When you were talking about, you said something about like, oh, black people have the advantage in sports. We also have to like, I just wanted to talk about how that's like a really broad term because like I forgot what I saw. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson made this point, and it's not even like he's like a smart dude. It's just like basic logic, and I was like, bro, that makes so much sense. Why didn't I think about this before?
wait. Is it the fact that like low key the white people did that to them?
No,
Oh,
no, not you talking about like making them stronger.
like
I think no, that takes
be,
millions of years. That's not
dude,
like
they literally did that for generations. They took the strongest
yeah,
and women and men, and they were like, you
yeah,
guys are gonna forcefully make
yeah.
a child.
I would say
And
maybe
after you have generations of that, no wonder you have like a Shaquille. No offense, man. I'm not trying to say no crazy shit, but like, bruh, if you start taking the tallest white woman and the tallest white person and and put them in a room and you're like, you're not gonna get out until you guys make a baby, and then do that for hella generations,
I
you're gonna.
mean, at most it was 3 generations.
I'm not. Are you sure? Are you sure
Dude, do
about
you know
that?
how? What are you talking about? The slavery in America. I mean, America itself has only been around for 200, 300 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess you could argue a little bit more than 3 generations. I don't know. I don't think more than three
Okay.
generations. Oh wait, okay. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say that that's not true.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I
At least in America, I'm not
but
trying
yeah, I was
to.
gonna say maybe in America, but it also it's like that takes like millions of years of evolution. I think. Like, have you like? Because there's plenty of like famous people, like athletes that you and then you see their parents on the like on the sidelines, and they're like bad people. It's just like those guys don't have like good genetics, but it doesn't like this guy's still like. Well, I guess that doesn't disprove your theory, but I was just saying that like Neil deGrasse Tyson had said that like Africa is like the most diverse continent on Earth. That's like saying like black people is like very uh
You're putting the net so big that
yeah,
you're gonna catch so many people that it's
yeah,
gonna
and
give.
it's like
Yeah, I see
it's
what you're
like they're
saying.
not the same. Like everybody in Africa is not the same. Like they're the Africa is the
Yeah,
most
like there's
genetically like
Sudanese, there's
diverse.
Nigerian. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. It's like being like every Latino is like they border jump, but then it's like I mean stereotypically that's like Mexican thing. Even though
yeah,
like Venezuela, Ecuador, like you have a bunch of these neighboring ones
yeah.
that do it to each other. But it's
And
like
it's like Ecuador wouldn't. There's those people are not immigrating anywhere. They just chill in Ecuador.
I mean they do be coming, but like I feel like it's the fact that nobody talks about the like. It's gonna sound like that I hate my own people or whatever, but like we just don't know how to market our own shit. That's in my own opinion. Like even people that are not Asian, you have an idea of like the standings of where like Asian countries are, right? You're
Yeah,
like Japan is really like, even though they're you hear like a lot of stories like their the birth rate and everything is going down and stuff like that. Like you're still like, dude, Japan is up there in terms of countries.
yeah.
They're clean. It's like a clean
It's
country.
their culture,
The
dude.
culture, the food, the
Yeah,
tourism, everything's up there. Somewhere like Philippines, even though like you hear nothing, I have nothing bad against Filipino people or like the country or anything, but then you always hear about certain stuff, right? Maybe the economy isn't the best. Maybe some
it's very
cultural
unsafe. I
dishes
heard
are very
in the
different.
Philippines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then so it's crazy because we live in America, but we still have those
yeah.
awareness of like the Asian kind of like status of countries. I feel like the only reason that we know is because we're Hispanic, so we have an idea that like Ecuador, like Venezuela used to be hella rich and now they're not, and that's the reason why they're in this situation right now.
So,
That so many people
government's
want to leave
corrupt. Yeah,
because I feel like everyone in America is just like, oh, they're the like the Hispanics are coming in or like the
they just want to
Mexicans,
come over and reap the rewards of America.
but
It's like, bro,
nobody
their
no
country just literally on the brink of not existing.
like nobody and exactly how you're saying like the Ecuadorians, like yeah, like low key, like Ecuador doesn't have like Ecuadorians that live in Ecuador right now don't have a very big push to be leaving. So
No,
like that's why you're not gonna see a lot of them, and like nobody in America kind of cares about the standings of like the
no.
Latin countries, and it's just the fact that I just feel like we don't know how to like because we're all different,
Yeah,
but nobody in like, and not even just America. I feel like the world, nobody cares about like differentiating us. Because
yeah,
going back to what I said, I feel like it's just that we don't know how to market each other. We're all
no,
just like, because we all, yeah, we all just love our food, our culture. We're like here, but like low key, I feel like for what needs to at least to differentiate, right? Mexico tacos, we have that on lock. Nobody's stealing that. But like El Salvador, maybe they need to like market the fuck out of pupusas. Like
dude,
if you're El Salvadorian, you need to not shut the fuck up about pupusas. If you're fucking from Ecuador, cuy, you know what cuy is?
is that the guinea pig?
This cuy is guinea pig. You need
Yeah,
to not shut the fuck up
that's
about
illegal
fucking
here.
guinea. I mean, hey, but you need to not shut the fuck up about cuy.
No,
Like
you gotta be like, got some, got some cuy,
got
bro.
some gooey for you, bro. But I mean, hey, like that's in my opinion because that's the only way that I think people are gonna be like, oh no no no, you're wrong. Actually, that's an Ecuadorian. Oh, that's a Venezuelan. Oh, that's from a Salvadorian. Like
Yeah,
we're all not all Mexican, even though we're both Mexican, but we're not all Mexican.
yeah, we're both Mexican.
It's funny that like two Mexicans are like trying to be like, and the rest of the
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, bro,
they're
like
cool too, guys.
no, but we gotta up them because like in my opinion, right, the most out of if you do look at it like
Yeah,
statistically, Mexicans are like the highest in terms of population. You know, not only in like the Latin countries, but in
in
America.
America, I think we make up like we're like Mexicans alone.
Yeah, like we can
Yeah,
like how you're saying with Brazil, like we can stand on our own, and then it's
yeah.
others like
I
in
think
terms of
people
Latin,
forget
Hispanic.
how populous Mexico is. Like at one point, Mexico City was the biggest city in the world. Like in the '90s. You
Dude, people
you
think
know
Mexico
Mexico,
is a piece of, dude.
dude.
Mexico is actually so dope. I've
We
never
have
been.
the biggest stadium in the world. Did you know that?
Dude, we have pyramids. Like
Yeah,
you
we
don't
got
even have to
pyramids.
go across the world to see pyramids. You
You could
can
go to
like
Mexico, dude.
and you could just see actually, but don't though, because I've been seeing a lot of videos of like white people and they just climb it, and then they're just everyone
They get arrested.
on the ground is like get off, and then they get to the top and they think they're like in a YouTube video. They're
Yeah,
like, and then
and they could. Yeah, they
25
wait for
years,
the police. Don't go up there either because they don't even want to walk in the pyramids because it's just like,
dude, they like sacrifice kids up there.
yeah,
Like you don't want to go
yeah. It's like,
up
dude, that's not
there.
like terrible omen.
Like I mean, hey, that's and it's crazy that like Logan Paul kind of did that already in a sense where he went to another country and like that you're not supposed to do that, but he did
Yeah,
it, and then the white people are still like,
I think what's his name, Johnny
oh
Somali.
yeah, Johnny
He's
Somali.
definitely a good example of like this is what you get.
Dude, he's making no,
This is what
he's
you
making
get being a dumb
Americans.
American. Yeah.
Dude, he's making Americans look so. Dude, him and that one lady. I think the lady I told you about, the lady who went to. Oh, I don't want to get the country wrong. I think Pakistan. Ooh, I hope I got it right.
Oh, the one who was like, "Give
Onachi.
me $20,000."
Yes, bro. Bro, as soon as she says I'm American, everyone is at home that's not an American probably like, I had
Oh,
to be American, of course. No, they were probably like, ah,
dude,
like
she's definitely
pulling out
okay.
the
To
wallet.
be fair though, you could totally tell from the videos that she's like bipolar or something.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
mascara and everything, the
yeah,
makeup.
she's
Yeah,
like very like not okay in the head.
yeah,
Johnny Somali is definitely all there. You can just tell he's just like
yeah.
riding.
You
He's
can
riding the
tell
fame wave, dude. He's just trying
exactly.
to, yeah, he's
He's
all
just trying
there.
to figure out what to say next to not
Yeah,
only appease people, but to also be like, oh, what is he gonna do next? Like, I
yeah.
hate
I,
people like
those are
that,
like people who like they think they have fans. There's the fans are
dude.
just there to wait for something bad to happen to you.
Can we talk about that for a second? Dude, the internet makes people think that views means fans.
Yeah,
And that I feel like that like we're gonna hit a point where somebody is gonna make the distinction that like, bro, just because you have like let's say 5 million people watching your video doesn't mean they're all fans. Like
yeah,
not at all. If anything, I feel like the more popular it gets, the more random eyes you're getting. It's gonna make more people that just suddenly see whatever you're doing, especially if it's negative, they're just gonna instantly hate you.
yeah.
And like somebody like Johnny Somali, like he knows what he's doing because he went to Japan. He's went to like I'm pretty sure he went to
Korea, right?
Korea. He
Yeah,
went to I think even the Philippines. And for him to just like go to multiple countries, multiple people have told him, and he knows what he's doing. It's just like he's you can tell that the reason why he's amping it up is he's like, oh shit, this one's getting 80,000 views. Oh shit, this one's got 100,000. Oh shit, I got a million. It's like he's taking that as like I gotta get bigger because people are watching me because I love it. But if anything, it's more people that are like, oh my god, this dumbass again. Because at least that's what I watch, right?
Yeah.
Whenever I see like an
You're like,
update
oh, what
video,
terrible thing is he doing now?
yeah, bro, and I'm like, oh, like that's another thing. I never want to give him the views. I always want
Yeah.
to give it to like someone, like
Yeah.
just someone reporting on it. I'm like, bro, fuck this, like
Yeah.
screw him.
Just like a didn't iDubbbz make like a content police on Logan Paul the thumbnail was Logan Paul, but it was really about Rice Gum because he didn't even want to give him traffic.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I do. That was hilarious, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
We need see. I love when the internet was a little bit more confrontational like that. When it
Yeah.
was like, oh, dude, that YouTuber hates that guy. But I feel like now when you have beef, it's like almost on the news. Like it's
Yeah.
almost like, oh, did you hear Logan Paul and like blank
It's a
name?
lot more I think it's a lot more hostile now, which is why people don't get into as much beef because like you can like end careers now. And like these are like
True,
you're like fucking with my money, dude. You know what I mean?
true.
Like back then it was just like, bro, it's just this is a YouTuber and we're like it was a very
Yeah,
small community. So like there wasn't a lot of fans or a lot of content
there
creators
wasn't like so
to
much mainstream eyes on it, but
yeah,
like,
but also like there wasn't as many content creators where people would be like, or this kind of culture of like, oh, I don't want to watch that guy anymore because I actually didn't fuck with that. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Whereas now it's like, man, I kind of don't like what he did. Like this is like against my morals, and it's like people were actually like, I'm not gonna watch that guy no more.
Bro, I feel like we're touching on so many good points today. Okay, I have something like I agree and disagree with that point, and at least we perfect place to talk about it. All right, so I do agree with the fact that now it's a little bit more standoffish in terms of like if you put something out, people can be like exactly how you're saying. Oh, he said that one thing. I kind of don't like that. I'm not gonna fuck with them anymore.
Yeah,
Versus back then, where I do agree with that sentiment. Where back then, even if you could say, let's just say like something racist, something sexist, something even homophobic, even if you didn't agree with that, you would still watch it. But to counteract that, before, bro, YouTube now for any niche, there's like 50 million channels for that one
yeah,
niche. So when you compare it to back then, it's almost like back then you were kind of like stronghold by like YouTube by the fact that if you want to watch a gaming video, these are like the top 15 gaming channels that you're gonna want to
and there's
watch.
only like 30 of them outside of those top 15.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
if you don't like the little comment that he said, you're still gonna watch it because guess what? You want to see. Let's just say like back in the day, what was a big game? Five Nights at Freddy's when it originally came out.
yeah.
You want to see someone play Five Nights at Freddy's.
And this is the only guy playing it every single day.
Exactly. So you're like, I'm gonna go watch him. But
Yeah,
now, where you got 50 million channels, as soon as someone says something, I feel like yes, people might be like, you know what, I'm not gonna mess with them anymore. But people kind of have a right to at the same
yeah,
time to be like, he said something. I'm just gonna go watch this guy who is not gonna say messed up
yeah,
stuff, and he's just gonna give me the same entertainment value.
yeah. Exactly. And it's like the internet's so big now. It's like it's always been big, but like
Mm-hmm.
people are so on it now that like there's plenty of like there's so many there's like hundreds thousands of channels that have millions of subscribers
Mm-hmm.
that you will never even know about.
Dude, for
Because it's
real.
like I mean Curtis Connor, like you don't even know him,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't know how many subscribers he has. He probably has at least like 5 million,
Dude,
and like
that blows my mind. Like,
yeah,
there's so many, like what used to be big back then is like almost casual now. Like,
yeah,
bro,
and,
back then, imagine you
yeah.
said you had 5 million subscribers, dude. I would have thought you could like be the like
You could build
this.
rockets, probably, bro.
I don't want to sound stupid, but I swear to
What
God,
the? Sorry, guys, the camera got cut off.
dude, I used to think you were like a mega millionaire if you had 5 million, which low key might
Yeah,
probably
no,
probably
you
work.
at that time definitely,
Dude, imagine if we
dude.
had gotten in on YouTube when like AdSense was like popping.
Dude, it's so weird that because I remember there was a bunch of gaming YouTubers like right before the pandemic, I
Hmm.
think, where people were talking about like
Before the ad apocalypse and all that stuff.
yeah, like they were saying like gamers like bring in 70% of YouTube's revenue. And there are like CPM, like their cents per view. I don't know what CPM in me. I forgot what it stands for.
Hmm.
Basically, like how much money you get per thousand views
Is the
is
lowest.
low. Like it's not the lowest, but it's like not as much as these other ones. And it's just like, bro, like like people were like Markiplier was like, I don't get paid as much as anymore. Like not that I need the money, but it's like if I'm not getting paid as much more, like imagine the
Then
smaller ones.
yeah.
Like and
But
now he was like he just wanted to bring that up because it's just like, bro, like I don't need the money, but like there's people out here who are like bringing so much views to YouTube and they're not getting compensated basically.
True. But to counter that, the saturation you have to imagine
Yeah,
after so many people see people like Markiplier,
yeah,
PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, how many people spawned off of that? It's
yeah.
because I know
Well, they're getting
exactly what
paid,
you're talking about.
but they're getting paid per thousand views. So it's like they're not, if they should be compensated for how much views they're getting, not like how many channels there are.
That's I agree with that, but then also, have you ever um on Instagram? There's like a lot of like people. I get a lot of people who are like influencers and stuff like that. That like I don't know why I get them, but like they speak a lot openly about like their earnings, their revenue, like sponsorship deals and stuff like that. And there
Uh-huh.
was this one person who was saying that people, if you're in between the ages of 30 to 40 and you make like lifestyle videos or videos about fitness, that you that like to basically go full in right now, because that's the audience that companies are paying the most of.
Yeah,
And it's like, yeah, because those people have the most amount of money, they have
yeah,
like they're already kind of set for life,
yeah. They're
they're
willing
just
to.
looking to
Yeah,
spend
yeah,
essentially. And she was like, if you're one of those people, bro, start making videos, start building a brand that people can like be like, oh, can I sponsor you and stuff. And that
yeah,
just makes you realize like, oh yeah, like because you start to think about it, right? You're saying YouTube is bringing 70% of the views and it's gaming, but then at the same time, it's kind of like if you throw a rock, you're gonna hit a gamer type of thing. So you can, if you're a sponsor, I can kind of sponsor anybody.
yeah,
But if you're a sponsor and you're like, I want to get like this demographic, I want the person who's gonna definitely give me the most eyes, the most agreeable, the most like popular.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with blank blank.
The kid friendly, no swearing.
The 30-year-old guy who like just makes like day in the life video and like it's a cereal and just goes in his car and everything. But
Yeah,
hey, people in his demographic
spend a
respond to
lot.
that
Yeah,
exactly, so they're gonna.
That's like reminds me of like there was like so many YouTubers that like that that one they started like I'm gonna do my own shit. Like I'm gonna start swearing because I've been making money for so long, but I really got into this because I really like content creating. So I'm not gonna do it for the money anymore. I'm just gonna do whatever I want. But there's also a bunch of guys who got into it thinking like, oh, this is what I really like to do, and then started realizing that like the kid friendly videos were like the ones that made them the most money, and
Mm-hmm.
they kind of like
Backtrack.
they backtrack. Now they're doing like kid friendly shit, and it's like, bro, you used to like swear and like Call of Duty
Yeah,
lobbies,
bro.
and it's just like now it's just like I think what's his name, I think he changed his name from TBNR Frags, which is like a Call of Duty username.
Mm-hmm.
His YouTube channel was like always TBNR Flags, which is the clan tag, and then his name was Frags,
Mm-hmm.
and he changed his name to just Preston, to just his name, and now he does like kid videos, almost like mini Mr. Beast videos almost, where him and his crew like do adventures in their warehouse, and it's just like, bro, this guy used to like trick shot, and, like,
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about because there's another guy named Jesser.
yeah,
You, I don't know if you've heard about him, but he's a basketball YouTuber,
uh-huh,
and he gets invited to like almost every single like NBA creator thing, and it's
yeah,
really cool because the NBA has been like acknowledging basketball creators on YouTube and been
yeah,
like inviting them. And the reason why it blows my mind is that I used to watch Jesser a little bit growing up, and like not really like it just for a little bit, and then now I wouldn't say I really follow basketball YouTubers. There's one guy that I will say if I see his videos, no, like now I'm lying, like two guys. Shout out Devontae Friga, bro. If you watch basketball, like whatever, like Devontae Friga is one of those guys that you definitely want to watch. Just because not even I wouldn't even say he's like the greatest basketball player. If you know about YouTube basketball, he's a fucking dog. I'm not saying nothing bad about him, but more specifically, am I gonna be like he's the best basketball YouTuber? No, but he had the series where he was basically I don't know if he was in the middle of being like a D3 athlete, but it was something about that, and it was his like honesty and like everything,
yeah,
and it was like you would think, right, like somebody would want to watch something about Division 1, at least the Division 2, but he just his journey and everything. It was really cool to watch, and now, bro, he gets like millions of views. He just pulls up to random parks. He held one where he went to like Europe and like it was like a whole bunch of people. Like
yeah,
he just did like a European tour, I think. And then he brought this other dude named J Dub, and he's another guy I watch. All of that to say, both of those guys get repeatedly invited to the NBA thing, the same thing as
yeah,
Jester, right? But if you look at their content, bro, these guys are pulling up to actual parks, like random parks where people are actually playing runs. And if you look at Jester's videos, his are like hit this trick shot from this place, win $1 million, and the thumbnail is like, and like it's all blue and it's just like all his friends and everybody's like making the face. And then
Yeah.
if you go on the other people, it's like in the middle of like some dude getting crossed
Like
over or
some
some
guy, like
shit,
people getting elbowed.
fucking dunked on and
Yeah.
shit. And then when you watch them on the NBA Creator Cup, because they have like a full game at the end, you're just like, I don't want to, whatever. Let's be honest. You can go fucking watch it for yourself. Jesser is never one of the top players. Who's the top players? People like J Dub, Devontae Frigo. There's other people too.
Yeah.
Um, what's it called? Marcellus, bro. Marcellus is fucking cold. I don't really watch him that much, but I know who he is. Um, um, I'm not gonna be able to think of everybody, but point is, there's some dogs out there, and you're thinking. I'm thinking to myself at least, right? I'm like, if you're someone who's setting this up for the NBA, you probably want to have the most intense basketball that you can, at least to be comparable to what you're about to see with NBA athletes. So why look? I'm gonna be honest. Why is Jester out there? Oh
Yeah.
shit! You go on his channel, bro. Each one gets like 10 million, 5 million, whatever.
Yeah.
He has 27 million, bro. I was like, how the fuck is he getting 27 million
Cause
views?
it's
And this dude is like he's just
terrible.
like I don't want to be bogus, but like he's just doing like trick shot videos and like basketball. Like the last one to hit the dunk gets
Yeah.
dunked in the pool. Like he does that type of stuff, and it's
Yeah.
just like, bro, he's making basketball content, but that shit comes out to like 27 million people. But then these people who are going to like other countries to play the highest level of basketball that they can, obviously, nah, like
Yeah.
they're on the same pedestal. Like that blew
Yeah.
my mind when I started to realize that, and
That
I'm like,
there's the I think he's in one of those Mr. Beast videos where they're in the cube or something with all the YouTubers.
Jester,
Yeah.
he
Well,
might
but
be.
you know which one
I
I'm
don't
talking
watch.
about? There's one Mr. Beast
I
video.
know he's done multiple like with YouTubers. I
Yeah.
watched like one or
But there's the one where
two.
they're like in a cube and they're all wearing like red suits and it's like you cross the
He's really
line.
popular, so might have
Well,
low key.
there's this one part where Mr. Beast is trying to get some people out, and he's like, "Okay, guys, if you guys come out here and shoot this, we have a basketball hoop here. If you guys can make the free throw on your first try, then you guys get to keep $1 million or something, and you guys can leave. But if you miss, you're out." Or some, it was like I'm sure it wasn't $1 million, but a bunch of people came volunteered. Like if you have to take the shot, and if you miss, you're out, and you don't get the chance to win whatever the big prize is. But he goes up there and he's like, "Oh wait, you're a basketball YouTuber," and he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," and he was like, like he
He
forgot.
had to be like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah, and
yeah.
he's like, "Ben, do you think I'm gonna?" He's like, "Do you think you're gonna make the free throws? Should be easy." He's like, "Oh man, I don't know, man." He was like very like not confident.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. He's not good. Like
Yeah, he's just a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber first.
no, because here's what like why I used to watch him. He used to do a lot of 2K content, and it was like I swear to God, it was like barely 2 weeks that I got into like watching 2K, but it literally died like that. Um, and he had like a lot of because he had a series I think where he would like, oh, I'm gonna make like a team of only power forwards or whatever. Like
Yeah.
he had that sort of content, and then obviously I think he got into a house with like a bunch of other basketball content creators and all that.
Oh okay.
So I think that's how he grew. But at the same time, like I don't know, like that's just me stemming off the fact that we were talking about like different people and like different graphics. Like
I'm gonna put that in the intro like 5 seconds, like the first 3 seconds, and then start the episode. Oh, I seen that one video of Speed where some guy does that to Speed. He's like, "Wait, how'd you cross your knees like that?" And he actually believed it. Yeah, I can't tell sometimes if Speed is trolling or not.
I fuck
Cause
with Speed. I like
yeah,
Speed.
he's a good guy. Cause I feel like sometimes he's like plays dumb. Like I feel like he plays dumber than he actually is. Cause like there's no like he doesn't. He seems like a smart guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The reason why I like Speed is because definitely on some like pranksters and YouTubers, you can see like when they're interacting with people, you're like, you're like they have two devils on their shoulders. They can either go like the nice route or the evil route.
yeah,
And I feel like for a lot of pranksters, they think like the funniest is always the evil route.
yeah,
It's like sometimes it is funny to to like shout in someone's face and be like ah, That is funny, but always it doesn't always
Wait,
have to be.
go more a little bit.
And I feel like Speed is definitely one of those guys that like he explores more of the nice option.
Yeah,
Like he barks and everything, but he'll still be like, "Wait, what's that?" Or like let the person have like
yeah,
whatever they
their
want to
moment.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then he'll build off that. It won't
yeah,
always be like get the fuck out of my face. Like nah, he's not
yeah,
always like that.
like a bullying type
Yeah,
comedy.
he's not. I wouldn't say,
Yeah,
but like he's like that at all.
right. That's what I'm saying. I feel like what you're saying is like pranksters are like, oh, I'm gonna be funny by bullying this guy, or that's like I mean, it's like a perfect example, like it's like the counterpart to like comedy crowd work. Like you can make fun of people in crowd work, but you could. There's so many comedians that are good at just like making fun of a situation and not
Hmm.
the person. You know?
I don't. I maybe like there's. I'm gonna say it for the third time. Not a comedian. Don't understand this. Why do comedians look down on crowd work?
Oh, I personally hate like when people put out crowd work. I think it's cool, but I feel like crowd work should be like for the people at the show.
Really, I love seeing crowd
I
work
no, and
clips.
it's definitely fun, but I feel like if you once you start putting it out as like your specials, like Matt Rife having a whole
Oh
crowd work
no no
special,
no.
like I've seen people like put out crowd work specials, but it's like the stand up comedy should be like stuff that you should write. Like that's like your
Yeah
best form
yeah yeah yeah.
of like that's your best work is writing stuff down, you know what I mean?
No, I do agree with that.
Yeah, so it's like it kind of feels um like you guys are like leaving stuff off the table. Like you guys aren't giving us your all when you're doing crowd work because it feels like I mean just to me as like a fan of comedy, like I like going to shows and like doing crowd work, but that's kind of like the previews before the show. You know what I
True.
mean? And it feels like you're just giving me the previews. And it's like but the thing is though um with stand up comedy, the reason or at least that I've heard is like the reason they only put crowd work is because they don't want people stealing their written jokes, and that's a way for them to
Oh.
showcase how funny they are without putting out the stuff that they can
Yeah, they're
write.
like best stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
But me personally, like whenever I hear like, oh, they're crowd work comedian or like,
yeah,
his shit's all crowd work. It's like I don't know. Me personally, I kind of like crowd work.
I
To me,
yeah,
to me at least, it's that person being on their toes and they can be like, look at this jacket.
yeah.
What are you,
But
Elvis
that's
Presley?
kind of like insulting because it's like
But not always have to be that.
no,
Like,
no, no. I'm not saying like the crowd work itself is insulting. I'm saying that it's insulting to the audience that we know you're like a smart guy and you're really funny, and you're not gonna give us your best.
no, I don't see it like that at all.
I see it like that because it's just
Really?
like Nate Jackson. I have never heard a joke that he's ever written. I've only ever seen crowd work, and like, dude, his crowd work is so good. Like imagine how good his actual stand up is, and that's one of those things where it's like, bro, like you're the best of like the greatest. You could be the greatest of all time, and you're just wasting your talent,
This is
bro.
how I take it. This is how I take it. If like you were there to see like a rapper and you're like, he's like, I'm gonna play my all my hit songs, and you're like, and then he was like, but I got some unreleased stuff that like I'm down to try if you guys are down too. Like me, I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, yes, please, bro, yes,
No,
show
no,
me the
not the same
unreleased,
thing. Not the same thing because
show me
he
the
still worked on
unreleased.
that and polished that behind the scenes. It's
No,
like
no, he can be like, this
no,
is the
no, no,
most raw.
no, no.
I thought of this
No,
in the
no,
back right now.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
just thought of
no.
this little thing.
No,
I just thought
it'd
of this
be.
little
I think
doodle.
a better analogy is if somebody played live music.
I'm not gonna take
No, no.
it.
A better
I'm
analogy
not gonna
is
take
if you
it.
were to a concert and if normally not normally, but in like we had a revolution of like musicians who started playing music live from scratch. And it's like, bro, this shit's so good. Like he just starts and it's like he doesn't have a plan when he gets up here, and he starts making like some really good music. It's like imagine if he went back to this house and actually made hits. Because you're saying that he already has the hits.
You got the hits.
He got the hits already, and he's only playing the hits. But also here's some unreleased shit. But the unreleased shit, he still went home and worked on that. Who's that? What is that? No, what does that mean?
That means I win. All right, but
You
actually though,
lost. You just lost by saying that.
but actually though,
You know what I'm saying? You understand where I'm coming from, at
no,
least?
no, definitely. But actually though, here's what if we put it like this? What if the funniest joke, two comedians, one who does loves doing crowd work, one who doesn't.
Mhm.
Let's just say this guy gives his best joke, kills. This guy comes up with the random joke on the fly, a crowd work joke, kills even more than the most structured joke this
Yeah,
guy has.
yeah.
What does that say?
That says like
It says this guy is so funny that on the spot he
yeah,
can come up with a joke that
yeah.
trumps.
It's like freestyling, and like people come up with like really good shit when they're freestyling.
I mean,
I'm not saying again. You're thinking you always twist this. You always do this. Bro, you do this all the time. Where you think I'm arguing against something that you're arguing, and I'm not saying no. I'm not trying to say we shouldn't have crowd
you're
work.
disagreeing with me.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that he's like withholding stuff from us as the audience. Like
I don't see
it's
it
like
like that. This is how I see it.
I'm not saying we can't have crowd work and stand up. I'm saying we should. Yeah, you should be giving us both.
This is how I'm seeing it, and this is how I hear you saying it. You're. This is like if there's Shaq, right? Shaquille O'Neal. We
Yeah.
were seeing him in a basketball game. This is like if you were like, dunk it, dunk it, and like he had a time for a 3-pointer, and he looked like he was gonna make it. I would be the guy being like, no, 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 shoot it, like, let me see what you got. Like, I know you can dunk, Shaq. I know you can dunk. I know that's what you're known
But
for.
we don't know he can dunk.
I know.
I've never seen
I
Nate
know
Jackson
you
dunk.
can dunk, Shaq, but guess what? Fuck it, shoot the 3 ball. I want to see that more low key. I want to see like your ability to. I want to see like variety. Like,
No, of course that would make sense. But I've also never. I like that's like in that instance Shaq can dunk, but you've never seen him dunk ever, and you've never like he's. You know what I mean? Like Nate Jackson,
nah.
I've never seen a single written joke of his.
Mm-hmm.
Which for good reason, because they don't do that. They don't post their written jokes. It's usually saved for specials
But doesn't
or
that
for
doesn't that even
online
excite you
purposes.
more? Seeing all the crowd work, you're like, oh, this is funny. So imagine when I get to the.
But the thing is, there's
But
a
he
lot of
dead.
huh?
I don't know. You literally the way you said that, you were like, but he dead. That's what I heard.
No. I was saying that. I mean, he's getting a special now. I heard that he's getting a special now, but I don't like that. There's so many comedians that like. Or maybe okay. I'm trying to see. I'm starting to see like a problem with my argument because like I feel like there's like a.
Did I really lose?
I'm not arguing against you. I'm not
I
disagreeing
lost the
with
battle,
you.
but did I?
Dude, this guy keeps thinking we're like in a shootout. And I'm like, bro, stop shooting me. We're shooting that way. And he's like, bro, why are you. Bro, stop trying to shoot. Like, dude, I'm not trying to kill you. Like,
I've always okay. I feel like every guy has their go-to fight moves that they have in a fight. Do you have a go-to celebration? Because I have mine. I've always thought,
in a
why don't
fight.
after a fight, like or like maybe you make a goal. Do you have like a celebration that you've always wanted to see or do?
That I've always wanted to see her do. Dude, you can't do this in soccer. But like, what's it called? Well, I guess you kind of can. But you know how like in basketball, you can like score something like crazy and like finish off with like a crazy move because you already ended with power almost. Where like in soccer, I don't know. I feel like you can't really do the same thing.
You
But
go
like,
to Sui.
oh
That's pretty cool.
yeah, that one's pretty cool. I don't know. That one is pretty cool. There's like I see very little celebrations where people just like score something like it and then like celebrate like it's nothing.
like 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 that.
Yeah, like
Uh,
you see very few of those. Like the only one that I can think of was like Mario Balotelli, where he
I
like
don't know his.
he's a Italian guy. He's like known for one of those guys where this is like kind of like my argument where he was so good that he quit soccer multiple times because he didn't feel like playing.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, but like, dude, it's like Nate Jackson. Like, bro, you do all this crowd work. Just give us like, put it like, give us the written stuff. Finally,
I've always wanted to see a
it's like because
celebration.
I love seeing you play, dude.
Uh,
And it's like so Mario Balotelli. There's this one goal where he freaking goes up to the end of the goal, and then he kicks it towards the goal, and then the goalie like misses the block, and it goes up in the air, and he's like standing right in front of the goal. And he just hits it with his shoulder right in front of the goal like this,
I've
and it goes in, and he just like he stands around.
stoic.
Yeah, he literally goes like this, like.
I knew it would happen.
He,
That's
yeah.
that's Russian.
There's another
What's
another
Italian?
goal that he does
I
where
knew it would.
he fucking blasts it so hard that the goal like lifts up, and then he takes off his shirt, and his shirt says "Why always me?" Like goes so hard, bro.
What the heck? So he kind of knew he was gonna score. He knew.
Dude,
He knew at some
that's
point.
the thing. He's so good.
Imagine he took it off after like 40 minutes in, and it's all like runny.
Uh,
And then
no,
it's
but
like,
that's the thing. He didn't even celebrate. He
oh,
just took off his shirt, and he's just like, "Why always me?
witness.
Like, why do I gotta keep scoring, bro?"
No, I was literally this whole time I've been thinking about mine. I'm like, well, I know why mine is banned. I never.
What?
I've always because I know the finger pistols got banned in the NBA. You can't do those. I think after
Why?
Gilbert Arenas, he like
Incites violence.
no, no, dude. The Washington Wizards, they used to be the Washington Bullets, but because of the crime rate in Washington, they had to change it.
In
No,
DC?
no, literally,
Yeah,
you can
I'm
look that up,
sure.
dude. That happened, right? And while that was going on, Gilbert Arenas was on the Washington Wizards, and he had a celebration where after he scored, he went like that to his teammates, and they all were supposed to go like that and die. And after that, him and all his teammates got fined, and you can't do finger pistols in the NBA. I think even like doing like I think you could even get fined. Maybe not this one, maybe not the arrow, but they do crack down on gestures that are like supposedly harmful to others. I've always wondered why I've never seen um like a celebration where it's like a guy gets ready to shoot like a bazooka, and then instead of like like he goes and then he like looks back, looks at the crowd, and he's like what, like I've never seen like comedic ones. Like, bro, where's the funny ones? You know,
Yeah,
like if you score a goal, like I don't know, like pretend to kick the ground like Charlie Brown, but then like fall.
yeah.
Like,
There's one. I think it was during the World Cup where they score and then the whole team gets in a row and they're like in like right like back to like in a single
oh, like
file line.
rowing.
Like then they're like rowing the boat
That
like together. That was pretty
that was
funny.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I've seen the bowling one where they all get in pins and
yeah.
then they like
Or there's the one where there's this guy. This one got banned actually. This guy, he went up to the corner where all his fans were, and then he, you know how like the chalk of like this field is like white.
mm.
He pretended to snort it like a lion, and
That's
that
crazy.
got
No,
banned.
okay, that one's crazy.
That,
That's
that one got banned
drugs.
though.
That's literal drugs. Like,
Oh, dude,
like
there was
if
this
you go
guy.
like that, that's
Yeah,
crazy. You should be banned.
there is this crazy dude who his name is dang, I forgot his name, but he's a Dutch player. He's from the Netherlands, and he was already a professional player. He got the police figured out that he was flying planes personally, smuggling kilos of cocaine like across borders. And I think his last name was Promise. And
It's cool, last name.
yeah, it's a cool last name. And dude, he signed his agent like right when they realized like I'm sure he knew before anybody else that he was gonna get convicted.
Mm-hmm.
So his agent got him signed to a team in Russia where they don't have extradition. So he plays as a professional player still in Russia.
That's badass.
And there's when he's in Russia, he's like that's the things though, he's such a good player that he can't really leave, but he's also like dominating over there because
Just that guy.
he's just that guy. And so there's this one time where he scores a goal, and guess what his celebration is when after he scores the goal? He starts going.
Oh my god. Hey, you know what though? That's
Dude,
gonna get him points. If he ever
yeah,
gets like actually arrested and sent to jail, he
yeah,
can like let's say, right, you get
yeah,
tortured, whatever, the warden is like, this is my cell now. At the end you would be like
yeah,
like always you always have
yeah.
that like
Dude, that's like the craziest
dude.
celebration ever. This dude is literally like he's been proven to have been smuggling kilos of cocaine by plane, and he goes to Russia scoring bangers every year, and he's just over there just like taunting them basically. Like I flew that shit. Like
I flew that shit.
I flew that shit.
Dude, that's
Yeah, bro. It's just such a crazy like that's like a badass like there's nobody else in the NBA can be like, yeah, I smuggled cocaine. What are you gonna do about it?
I mean, well, I don't know that far.
But that's the thing. They can't because they live here in America. The NBA is the best league in the world in terms of basketball. So they can't really.
That's quickly changing, bro.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm gonna be. I
Didn't
this is
France almost win like the Olympics or
yeah.
something?
We like had to actually try against them.
But
Like
the
it
thing
was
is
head
with
to head.
basketball is that it's like a weird sport, or not a weird sport, but it's like one of those sports where because there's so little players on the court, you can have one guy actually carry.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a five, like you can do like a guy can be so good that he can do like a 5v1.
Mm, you, meh, kind of.
Like there's so many players in soccer that like are like the like there's a
What if their
Polish
team
dude.
sucks?
Yeah, like there's a Polish dude, Robert Lewandowski.
Mm-hmm.
He was like contending with Messi like a couple years ago for like the best player in the world war, which is called the Ballon d'Or.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was contending with him. People even said that
He was better.
Messi should not have won that year. That Robert Lewandowski should have won. And Poland is still like on par with Mexico. Like
Not that
they're
good.
not that good. And it's crazy because Poland has so many, or at the time that he was in his prime, Poland had way more players in Europe, and Mexico was still like winning that year. Actually, that year Mexico had all their players in Europe as well.
I don't know, man. The NBA is hard because I want to agree with you, but at the same time, I'm just thinking about on the defensive side and how many players, exactly how you're saying, is like this player is amazing. Like I can John Morant, Jimmy Butler, a fucking even like a on like a team like the Phoenix Suns, if
Yeah,
KD is hurt, someone like Devin Booker, these are all players that are bro exceptional, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to defense, like that one, I understand what you're saying, where it's 1v5, where like Devin Booker, all these guys can go crazy for like 70 points or some crazy shit,
yeah.
but like the defense, if they one guy can't play defense, especially if they're not even that big against
Oh
like a
yeah.
center and
But
shit.
if you can outscore the other team, then defense doesn't matter. That's like James Harden.
But that's what I'm like. Your ideology is like present in basketball. Like I can see it, but there's also like counter because like I just named all those guys.
Yeah.
None of those guys in recent years have won.
No. Eh, well, that's the thing though. Is like you can have a decent team, and if you have one really good player, like what's his name, Antetokounmpo, didn't they make it far in the Olympics too?
True, that's the thing. He won. He won like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But then, because you have like separate arguments against that. Because you have the argument of like super teams in
We
the
got 1
NBA,
minute left.
and that's a super serious thing on
Yeah.
its own. Because like if I mean, it's
We can talk about this in the next clip. In the
all
next
right,
clip.
bet.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not too much into the NBA, right?
Nah, me personally, I don't really. Well, I don't really watch sports that much at all, to be honest. I feel like I've always trying to get myself into sports because I feel like it'd be nice to like be a
Sports
fan
bet.
of, yeah, to be a fan of something, but I'm not really.
I want to get back into basketball just as sports bet. I hear people are making
Oh, you're talking about sports
millions.
betting. I think it's a sports fan.
No, I did start with that, but now I'm saying I want a sports bet because I
Oh,
used to be hella into basketball, and now I'm not. And my cousin's boyfriend, we were talking one time. He was like, "Yeah, bro, multiple weeks I'm putting in $5-10, and I'm coming out with like 100, 150." And I'm like, and he's not even a basketball fan. He's like a soccer fan,
so
and
he's
he's
just
all
doing
like
it for money.
he's all like, I was so good at it with soccer, I just went into basketball. I just started researching.
There's probably more money in basketball because there's probably more people
That's what he
putting
said.
money into
He
it.
dude, because it's just over and unders. You're just
Yeah,
like, do I think this guy's gonna score more than 30? Sure, $5. And then if people bet against you, bro, you just made 10-30 bucks off that fight. I don't know. To me, it's like that's very, I don't know. If you know what you're doing, I feel like that's something to
yeah,
get into. And I was so into basketball, like the way that I was, like I used to be that guy who I would be like, oh, like know how the range of like the top scorers. So I'll be like, oh, back then like Steph Curry, he would average like around 20, 22 points. Kevin Durant, like kind of the same. What's it called? But then now, I don't know if you've heard, but the NBA is in decline of viewership, like just going down. And I mean, there's a lot of people that say it's the fault of super teams. It's the fault of like people like people like LeBron James, who where there's no loyalty anymore. Where back then, if you used to go to a team, that was your team for
oh
life,
yeah,
unless you got traded.
LeBron definitely like changed that. He was just
He
like, I'm gonna go to any
at
team.
least for this generation,
Yeah,
right? Because people definitely want to say KD and all that, but he definitely started with Miami. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm not even that big of a KD fan.
I don't even associate him with a specific team. Maybe the Thunder, but that's it.
Who KD?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he had his first championship with the Golden State Warriors, but at the same time, like
Yeah, but
He has
that
no
was like
history
three
there.
franchises like in,
Exactly.
right?
There's no
He was with,
like
like with the
history
Thunder,
there.
the Nets, or the Nets was after Golden
The
State, probably,
Nets,
right?
yeah, yeah. He jumped around. Now he's on the Phoenix Suns,
Yeah,
which
they suck.
it's not that they have Bradley Beal, KD, and Devin Booker. Which when you say those three names by themselves, that is that when everybody was saying it when it came together, that everybody was like, bro, Phoenix, they're gonna take over. I mean, I mean, technically they would be a super team. Intermission part two. All right. Anyway, point is, NBA,
Put up a wall.
they gotta they gotta like do something, bro. And then also, I don't know if you heard with the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is completely like revolutionizing it.
Yeah,
Um, People are like, I think the viewership for her games, I think even ups like the Lakers sometimes.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah, that's pretty good. There's like, what's it called? They need to. Oh man, I feel like there's not enough like street ball like in the WNBA. I always see like super like tactical playing every time I
Mm,
see clips. Which
that's
that's
a
the
good
thing
point.
with the NBA with like the men. Like there's a bunch of guys who are like learned in the streets like to
True.
play basketball. Whereas in WNBA, it's always like tactical plays.
That's a girl fucking point that I've literally never fucking heard.
Yeah,
You never, yeah, you like in the NBA, you kind of have like the you can see kind of differences of the guys. Like, oh, this guy's gritty. This guy's gonna like jump. He's gonna dive for the ball. He's gonna
yeah,
do all that extra
yeah.
shit. Versus like, oh, this is like a technical player. Like he's just gonna
He's gonna lean into the fouls to get
he's
every like
gonna
he knows the rule book.
he's gonna do the super IQ plays. Yeah, that's so true. And like the women's, like not to say anything about any disparaging about the players, but like yeah, you don't like you kind of do hear like, oh, this player is a dog. Like they're gonna go after,
Yeah,
but that's so true. Like there's not you don't at least hear or see like
yeah,
a park run of just girls, and then like a girl that you hear is like even like the professor like crazy handles, and then
yeah,
they like get to the league. Like yeah, you never hear that. They
yeah.
always go through like just AAU, then college,
College
or I
drafts.
mean
Yeah.
high school, college, and then yeah, like oh
Well, I
what?
mean, actually, I mean, the men's kind of it's the same thing too for the men, like in terms of college. Besides, like the
True,
Europeans coming over,
true.
so it's kind of a hard way to get around that. But also, I feel like there you don't see that whole like street ball is because I don't think there is enough viewership for the college. It hasn't trickled down to college enough yet, where they have an incentive to like scout people, like high school women's basketball players. The universities themselves probably,
Mm,
you know what I mean?
true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if there was
Like
more money, if they then they would obviously be going
yeah,
there.
like Derrick Rose was like not a good. He was like notoriously known for having to pay people to pass his tests because he couldn't get into like there were certain colleges who wouldn't accept him even though he was really good because their schools couldn't justify the scholarship because his test scores were so bad. Like which is like really bad, but there was like controversies about him like paying people to get test scores done or like schools paid somebody else to take his test for him and they figured out that like it was I think it was even proven that he didn't take his test scores and nobody everybody was like okay but just let him in dude.
Come on, come on, come on,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
exactly. So I feel like for women I feel like it's because there's not enough money in the viewership yet in college. It's good that they're getting into the professional league, but once it starts trickling down, I think then we're gonna start seeing more of that come to college because it has to start in college. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
they can't get drafted.
Mm.
Yeah,
Seems like every system you look at is fucked up.
yeah,
Like like
yeah.
everything is pay to win.
Everything's paid to
Everything is
win.
pay to win, bro.
Yeah, but that's an American problem. It's not like in any other
Mm.
country. That's not a
They're
thing.
just looking for talent.
They're just looking for talent because they're in there for the love of the game, bro. They don't care about
That's gonna bite
ads.
America in the ass because
Yeah,
so many countries that we're seeing it in basketball in real time. So many
yeah,
countries are like, no, 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 like you're good. Come on, like you don't have to pay $5,000 just to be on this fucking team after school. Like,
yeah,
just come on, bro.
yeah.
I mean, bro, with the amount of institutions that are not listening to their people and continuing, I think the number one is fast food places.
What do you mean?
Fast food places are not listening to us and putting on the items that they should be putting on their goddamn menus. There, bro, there are, in my opinion, right? Let's just say the other night I was not operating at full optimal whatever the fuck. I was fucked up. Basically, I was fucked up, and I went to McDonald's and I was looking at their menu and I was like, okay, if
Uh,
we're being honest, like if you, bro, I feel like I had goggles on, and even though I was fucked up, I was seeing the world so clearly because I was like, these are all just sandwiches. I was like,
yeah,
I was like, because I was with somebody and they were like, let's just go to McDonald's. Like they have a bunch of stuff because we couldn't decide, and we
yeah,
go there, and I'm like, just fucking. Here's a burger. Here's a burger with 3 patties. Here's a burger with 2 fucking patties. Here's a burger with no lettuce. 4 fucking patties. I was like,
fish burger.
they're all this. It's all the same shit. And I was like, bro, they have to have, bro. For as much as America, like if you go to other places, they're like, oh, don't you Americans love this and this, bro? Why do we not have corn dogs and more fucking establishments, bro?
Dude,
McDonald's needs to have, bro. Imagine instead of a 6 piece of
yeah,
chicken nuggets, you get a 6 piece of corn dogs. Get the
dude,
fuck
those
out of
little
here, bro.
mini corn dogs.
Bro, bro. I want royalties, McDonald's. If in 6 months suddenly you announce that you have corn dogs and shit, and imagine on the corn dogs there was an M on each one.
You just like you grill that on there.
They probably like, yeah,
Well,
they send it
they
over
would definitely fry those, but oh yeah, I guess they probably would send them over to
like with the
McDonald's
little
with the M
emblem.
already in there. Yeah,
Bro,
yeah, yeah.
tell me you couldn't already see that because they already do it with the McGriddles. I'm pretty sure there's like an
Yeah,
M on
there's an
there
M on there.
already.
But the thing is, those that they have to. Oh no, those do come
Already
already
with
pressed.
it,
Yeah,
so
you just microwave the McGriddles. I'm pretty sure.
exactly. So don't. What do you know?
Well, personally, I didn't do breakfast.
I don't do that slop.
No, dude, breakfast was so complicated. But
Oh
when I was
shit.
working, I only worked the afternoon. When
Okay,
people would tell
okay.
me about like breakfast stuff, like I would be like, I know just as much as you, bro. Like I don't know. Like I honestly don't know. I've seen pancakes.
I heard
I've
about
heard
them,
about them.
but does
I heard
McDonald's sell
rumors.
them? I've never seen them.
I've never seen them. I know they exist there. I don't know if they're
But
like
corn dogs.
poured.
Look in the back.
Yeah, they
Maybe they
might be.
got corn
Dude,
dogs.
maybe they make corn dogs and they just like they're for like the corporate when they come or something.
What if they've always had them and it's a secret item?
Yeah, it's a secret corporate.
Oh
They only have
my
them.
god!
Well,
Stop,
because we're in Chicago, bro. If they would have them anywhere, they'd have them here.
dude. Dude. You know how they have collabs with like Ice Spice, fucking like
Yeah,
whatever the fuck.
dude. Yeah, why don't they have new items anymore?
That's what I'm saying.
Why don't they have new items? They always like here's the meal that they get.
Yeah,
like
bro. I fuck their meal.
yeah, bro,
I
I
want
don't
their meal. I
care.
don't want to eat like them.
Yeah,
bro. I mean, yeah, no.
what were you about to say?
Because I was like, damn, Ice Spice got a fat ass. But I don't want a fat ass. No!
Wait a minute.
You can't stop that.
You're trying to make me gay.
Yay! Maybe. No. But
I do like ass
but
though.
but for real though, like tell me not corn dogs would not be a good addition to a McDonald's. Like, come on. Imagine if I said that. Does it sound so fucking crazy?
No. But the thing is though, I've also seen a bunch of corn dog chains that just sell corn dogs popping
Where?
up
Where?
in
Where?
They're all in Chinatown.
Chinatown.
Chinatown. That's where if you
Oh,
go
you're
there,
talking
dude,
about the stick ones.
yeah, stick ones. I mean, you're talking about little pieces because
Yeah.
I think once McDonald's like what's it called starts seeing that they're blowing up, bro. Like I thought it was just like a pop up, like this is the first shop,
Mm.
but then you look at the menu and it's like, oh, look at our other locations. They have like 8 all over the country.
Oh, I know what you're talking
I
about.
forgot what it's called.
Kong dog.
Kong Dong, yeah.
Okay.
Kong Dong. Kong Dog.
That's the name of this episode.
Yeah.
They're all just all dongs.
Yeah, they're all Kong, the
That'd be pretty cool.
dong related penis ball episodes.
No, but for real, like
Bong
those
sucker.
are different because they're the Korean corn dogs and they have like potato. Like I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. They
Dude,
have
the potato
potatoes.
one's so good.
They're good, but it's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking
You're talking
about
about like
American
the
corn
American
dog.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Once McDonald's catches on the corn dog train, they're
Mhm.
definitely gonna be like, we gotta get
Dude,
corn
that
dogs.
would be so easy too,
Dude,
bro.
they don't even have to change the boxes.
Just fry them. Just literally,
Yeah.
you have every machinery you need for it. You
Yeah.
would not have to do nothing. Just grab weenies, batter them, put the emblem, send them, bro.
send them out.
Bro,
Dude, they're missing out. That's a good idea, bro. That's like really good. We should not air this episode. Go get a patent
and then sell
and
it
then
to
sell
McDonald's.
it to them. Yep. We should go like Kramer, where it's like,
Wait,
I have an
low-key?
idea for a cologne.
Loki, yeah, we should. Wait, actually, patent the Oh, but it would be against their infringement, right? If we use their M, like,
Yeah, we're gonna
but
patent your M. Have you seen? It's like the McDisney going like, we want to patent Hakuna Matata, and it's like it's been in like it's like a tribal tradition to
dude,
like say that.
fucking LeBron James, he tried to trademark Taco Tuesday. I will never let that go, bro. I'm
That guy's
never letting
weird.
that go. That's bro. That's so weird to me, bro. Because like, definitely some restaurants, some Mexican restaurants or whatever might have like, oh, Taco Tuesday. We're gonna like,
Wait,
it's like get
sorry.
a 2 for $5,
Wait,
and then LeBron James, you just get like a cease and desist
from
from
LeBron
LeBron James
James,
and like his fucking like team, like, oh, you can't do that. No, what?
dude.
Who the fuck are you to tell us we can have? Get the fuck out of here,
I
LeBron James. Get the fuck out of here, LeBron James. Get the fuck out of here, telling me I
pick a
can have
chin head
Taco
out,
Tuesday. Get
boy.
the fuck out of, bro. Like, imagine.
The Taco Tuesday.
I was about to say some crazy shit. I was about to say, imagine we couldn't have something Fridays.
Fried chicken Fridays.
Yeah.
We're gonna patent fried chicken
Yeah, bro,
Fridays.
like that's some crazy ass shit, bro. Bro.
I went past this. I drove past this restaurant the other day, and it was kind of like a Salvadorian, like Mexico
Like
type
a
like
fusion.
fusion.
Yeah.
They had a taco pupusa. Guess what they fucking called it, dude?
Tapusa.
You wish. I
Oh,
wish they would have called it that. They
taco
fucking
pusa.
called it a poo poo taco. I'm not. I'm not joking.
That's just bad.
That is terrible. And I bet you it's one the guy who owns the restaurant because it was like a small like a you can tell it was like a not a franchise type restaurant.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like the guy in the back who owns the restaurant definitely was like nobody can tell me what I'm gonna call it.
Nobody can say
I know Poo Poo Taco is a good name. He had a sign up front and be like,
he stood on business,
yeah,
literally.
he was like home of the Poo Poo Taco on the front of his restaurant,
He
dude.
stood on business on his business. As a
Dude,
business leader, oh my
dude,
god, business time 3. He needs to get a businessman times 3.
dude, I can't believe no, he didn't run that by anybody and be like, maybe try the taco pusa.
Tacos.
The taco pusa is like way better. It's not even like it was not hard to go to one person and be like, what do you think about the poo poo taco? The what? The what?
To play devil's advocate, though, he might have been like, "Yeah, this is gonna get people talking," and here we are
But as
talking
a
about the
restaurant,
poo
okay,
poo.
but as
Now
a
I want a poo
restaurant,
poo taco. I'm gonna be
as a
honest.
restaurant, dude, I would not be putting like
Poo poo
poo
tacos.
poo taco. I would not eat it.
Like, let me get 4 poo poo tacos. Are you sure? They fill you up a lot. Oh, let me get 3 poo poo tacos.
I'm pretty full right now, actually.
Oh, I'm
With
gonna go
poo
shit
poo.
out these poo poo tacos.
They actually filter pretty good already. I'm not sure why that's the case.
I mean, okay, you don't have anything in the back of your head that you're like, man, I wish some fast food places had this like available.
Not because I definitely see your point where like there's only sandwiches
Hmm.
and it's just like I've totally had that thought before and I'm like now realizing like I'm like oh like I've thought about that before like
Yeah,
that's crazy
right.
like how is it just sandwiches
It's just
like
sandwiches, bro.
what that's and it's specifically like the top chains like Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's. That's all just sandwiches,
And like,
and there's got to be some kind of reason why that sells so well, or it's probably just easy or something.
true.
And that's probably why, because it's just like, bro, you guys could definitely have like, I don't know, what's like another
Another
like
one,
kebabs. I don't know.
only because chicken I think is like kind of difficult sometimes to deal with.
Yeah,
But like, if we're just going for like specifically like
yeah.
meat, like beef, sloppy joes. I wouldn't say. I don't think it's gonna be super.
Uh,
I don't think it's gonna be super
I can
popular.
already see the kitchen, bro.
I
The
mean,
That's the thing, bro. You got to work in there, and it's like, dude, when the
true.
McRib comes, I hated when the McRib came because the freaking kitchen smelled like McRib sauce.
Okay, okay. Hear me out.
All right,
The cousin chili. Have you ever had Wendy's chili, bro?
nah, I don't really like. I can't really eat stuff that's like,
Looks like shit. Like, looks like poo poo taco.
dude. Yeah, I can't. That's a yeah,
Really,
nah.
dude? I
And
went to
it's not,
Costco
and I'm,
yesterday.
and that's like barbecue. Like I can't eat sauce either. And it's like I'm sure
Oh,
barbecue tastes good, but I can't eat it.
bro, I went to
I'll
Costco
gag.
yesterday with my aunt, and we were just walking around, and I was being a fat ass, just taking all the samples that they would give me.
Yeah.
Bro, they gave me a chili sample. bro. It was like sweet, like that. I was saying like barbecue. It was like a hickory sweet. Oh my god, bro! I fuck with chili so hard, low key. Not so, I don't fuck with sloppy joe so much, but I will say, my little sister the other day she brought sometimes she takes like lunch, like it's just random snacks, right? And
Yeah,
then some she never comes back with food from school, but she did, like she accidentally did, and she brought like long like mozzarella sticks, and I
yeah.
took a bite just to reminisce, and I was, dude, dude, it literally felt like Ratatouille, taking me back to like my elementary school days and thinking of all the shit they used to feed us. Like, do you remember like the chicken, mashed potato bowls? And
Oh
bro,
yeah,
I
dude,
like,
and they freaking messed up the chicken. I mean, they kind of kept the mashed potatoes were slightly worse after Michelle Obama, but I remember the chicken what used to be so good,
dude, it used to
and
be
now
good.
and then it became they put instead of doing like the white bread breading, they made like wheat breading,
Or
and
or
it was like, bro, I was like, bro, you fucked it up, bro.
or like the worst. If like someone were to tell you you want a chicken sandwich, most people would be like, "Oh, that sounds pretty good." But like a boiled chicken sandwich with like the only topping they would give you was mayo. You remember that?
Nah,
No,
no,
dude, I remember that. Or like it was
it was
breaded
like breaded
sometimes.
like like a circular, perfectly
Yeah, yeah,
circular
yeah,
patty, right?
dude. Like all of these dishes started coming back into my brain, and
Oh, I okay. The man was on the side, right?
yeah,
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 okay, I
yeah,
remember.
and
Yeah,
but like that's the only
I
thing
never
you
put it
had
on
as
there.
like a lubricant for your fucking dry ass sandwich. Like, bro, thinking back, that was fucking torture, bro. Not even like a Thousand Island
Oh,
dressing, not even like a
what was
barbecue or
I forgot
nothing.
what was the entree for? There was this meal that just they gave you like bread rolls that were like the driest bread rolls ever. I don't remember what the
I
actual
think it was,
entree was for.
I think it was spaghetti.
I
I
think
hated
so.
the spaghetti,
I never
bro.
ate the spaghetti. I
I ate it, but
I
I didn't like it.
so that's the thing when those mozzarella sticks they gave me headaches, and so
What
I
the
couldn't.
fuck?
So that every day that there was because even that in high school we had those mozzarella sticks too,
Yeah,
and I couldn't eat them. I'm like, bro, I can't eat today.
gives me headaches.
Dude, I had the worst headache
What the
every time I
fuck?
ate those. And it's not, it wasn't the sticks from lunch specifically. It was just, if I eat too much cheese, I get headaches.
Oh, oh,
So yeah, like I can eat pizza because there's like a good enough mix of bread and like
tomato
sauce.
sauce and
Yeah,
shit.
but like the cheese sticks, it was like the bread was so good, and I completely agree. Like, bro, they were really good, but there was just an excess amount of cheese
Yeah.
that I just couldn't eat it.
No, but so when I started thinking of all those recipes, like every single one of those, I eat most of the time in like the better form. Like I've had a chicken sandwich since fucking elementary school,
Yeah.
and it's been 10,000 times better. I've had spaghetti, I've had mozzarella sticks, all this stuff. One thing I have not had since elementary school, and it implemented me because without being in the CPS system, I would have never tried this. Being a Mexican kid or whatever, sloppy joes, never would have
Dude.
tried that on my own. But
Yeah.
after it,
Dude, yeah, the Slappy Joes at school definitely were just like, dude.
it's left like a thing in me that I'm like I can taste it. I can taste the
Dude, but the one thing I'm realizing that I'm remembering how it tasted now is that I remember it being sweet.
yeah,
Which
like a
was
little bit.
yeah, and I
Give
think
it to me.
that was probably the only reason why it was good. I feel like if it was just like meat,
Dude.
like a sauce of meat, I feel like people would not like it. And it was bad. I feel like that's why.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. It was fucking horrible.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably why. I don't think did Michelle Obama get rid of that?
I feel like that's one of. I
I
haven't seen it in a
Yeah, I haven't
while.
seen it in a while either. I think Michelle Obama got rid of that.
Damn.
Bro, fuck. Michelle Obama went to our school and like
Yeah.
donated a soccer field, but it's like, bro, you fucked up. Wait, did she only fuck up Chicago school lunch or was it America's?
Nah, it was America. Dude, her thing sucked because it literally reduced like the portions by like 20%.
Dude, that was all. It's like our children are obese. He's like, bro, I'm still hungry.
Yeah, bro, I'm
I'm still
fucking
hungry,
starving.
dude.
Bro, fuck you, Michelle Obama, bro. Like, bro,
Give us more food, but like healthier options. But she reduced the portions and then still gave us healthier food. It's like, bro,
bro, fuck you, Michelle.
yeah.
Because what pisses me off is that these people have to do it after they left. Like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, exactly. You're 38. You don't eat the school lunch, Michelle Obama.
Bro.
And your kids go to private school.
If
They don't even eat the CPS lunch.
if you don't like it, bro, take your lunch and like let's just say, right, she's in whatever grade, she's in a fucking ninth grade, right? She's
Yeah.
like, these portions are too big. Don't fucking eat them, dumbass. Leave them. Give them to someone else. Don't be like, if I can't finish it, no one is supposed
Yeah,
to
I
finish.
feel like
You fucking piece of shit. I'm hungry. Bro, give me my
Dude,
sloppy Joe.
Do you remember like kids going about like, "Hey man, did you eat your lunch? Did you eat your lunch,
Dude,
bro?
trade
Did
you.
you get
I'll
your?
trade you.
Can you go get your lunch and then can I have it?
I'll give me your salad. I'll give you my milk or some stupid shit like,
Yeah, dude.
oh, bro.
Oh, that was so
And then she
annoying.
also took away like the like options on vending machines. Like you
Oh
cannot
yeah,
have like candy or
yeah,
stuff like specific stuff. You were supposed to have like a mix or some shit or like
yeah,
healthy options, bro. Bro,
yeah,
sloppy
yeah.
joes, bring them back
Bring back, bring back the sloppy Joe.
because I haven't had that fancy tickled. There's no place I can get them. I literally have to make it homemade if I want a sloppy joe, and I
I
feel
don't think I've sorry. I don't think I've ever heard that phrase backwards before.
what.
The tickles my fancy. I need my fancy tickled.
I
I've
Something's
never,
gonna get tickled.
I've never heard it backwards before.
It's because I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know which way it went. So I said it both,
No,
so to cover my
it's
bases.
definitely no. I mean, it's what you
Tickled
said.
my
It
fancy.
technically makes sense
Fancy's my
because
tickle.
like it doesn't tickle my fancy, but you said it doesn't. I've never had my fancy tickled. I haven't had my fancy tickled, so it's like grammatically, you said it correctly still, but it just sounds weird.
I low key just the parallel universes. I was able to. Like, dude, I literally stopped like a quantum like break in our reality right
Yeah,
now.
dude.
It literally went like that, and I was able to like.
You just crossed a dimension where Nelson Mandela didn't go to jail.
Dude,
Yeah,
I just stopped us from like an alien invasion. You guys are welcome. Oh,
you can only get us to the Lemmy Dink.
but wait,
Lemmy Dink cast.
that other one had sloppy joes.
Oh, bring it back. Dude, no, dude. What if the universe that you just brought back was the one that Michelle Obama took the sloppy joes away?
Oh fuck.
Dude, what if you fucked it up where we just went to the dimension
Fuck.
where we got it taken away and we were in the one where they never took them out?
What if we have an atom bomb just explode right here, and then I have like a big eye, I have a small, like I'm just deformed, but I'm eating a sloppy joe. All happy.
And like I realized, like you're like a figment of my imagination.
You're oh,
And I'm just like,
start spiraling.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, there's no
fuck.
camera, guys.
And then you just hear like Carlos, or you start hearing Rico, and then
Like
and
you
then,
saying that right now.
no,
is
no,
like,
no, no, no. You
it's
just
not
hear,
even.
you just hear a voice, and then someone bonks you. Just look at your girlfriend. You're in line at McDonald's. She's like, order what you want.
He's
Order.
like, no. It's like I'm at McDonald's and they're like, here's your daily rations of cockroach cubes.
What the? No,
McDonald's is the government.
I thought I was gonna go back to like I thought you were gonna be there and be like, just fucking sandwiches.
I'll take the fish burger, I guess.
I'll
I'll change it up a little bit.
I wish you guys had more options here. Or like, hey, you guys have corn dogs in the back.
You got corn dogs. Like,
Dude.
I went to the McDonald's today before coming here, and they have Krispy Kreme donuts now. Apparently,
Oh, dude, I saw that. I literally saw that.
yeah, it's such a weird collaboration. You know, Krispy Kreme donuts has their own locations.
You know what they're doing? I have
Oh, they're
seen.
probably trying to phase out the Krispy Kreme locations. Now that I think about it.
My cousin had been doing like a job search, and like he was like, oh, he literally came over here because like he was like, I like the jobs around here, like I like the like where
But like,
it's
right?
at.
Isn't it like right outside the border of the Chicago? Don't they get like the,
I
isn't
told
the
him that.
minimum wage?
I
Like,
told
way
him
worse?
that. I told him that, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, but like honestly, well, because you have to like what he was going for. He like at the time he liked working in restaurants and shit.
Yeah.
This was like a couple months ago.
Okay.
And he was looking for more restaurants, and I was like, but whatever, right? So he came over here to like look, and he said that he saw like a delivery driver for Krispy Kreme, and he like showed me, and I was like, that's fucking weird. Like, I don't
Oh, was
understand.
it like a singular dude or like a truck type thing?
That was the thing. We were like, "What the fuck, delivery driver for Krispy Kreme?" Like, people are ordering Krispy Kreme
Yeah.
enough to like get a delivery guy,
Yeah.
and then lo and behold, Krispy Kreme, McDonald's. So what we were talking about it, and it's so funny you brought this up. What we think is happening is that Krispy Kreme is making them, and then they're just delivering them to the McDonald's.
No,
and,
yeah.
and that's just their route. And I was like, "Oh, bro, like
Yeah.
you missed out. You should have gotten that job. If that was a
Yeah,
job
dude.
that
Oh,
was
you know
that's
what
a
they say in the menus?
that's a
It
dope
says
ass job.
deliver daily,
Yeah,
fresh daily.
yeah. So
So there, dude, he could have had a job for like secure until they got that phased out.
dude, because there's
He would
one
have
in
had so
Evergreen
many
Park.
hours.
There's one in Evergreen Park right
Yeah,
here. It's like not super close, but like 10 minutes
there's
on
one
like
on 90, like close to 95th and Western.
I think it's that one.
That's the one you're talking about.
Evergreen Park. Yeah, yeah.
It's all the way on Western. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. They have locations, so but the thing is, they're very scarce. So I feel like what they're trying to do is like have like a factory like that's nearby a bunch of McDonald's, and then kind of just like take their locations away, so they don't have to worry about employing people at those places. They just make a
True.
bunch of donuts in one place, and then they have McDonald's sell them, which makes sense like money wise because now they don't need to have locations and employees in every single one. They can just have like a smaller batch of employees right here and make enough for 5 stores. Now they don't need to control the 5 stores.
I just like Krispy Kreme because you can see how the donuts are made.
I
I
think I've
love that.
only been to one and I never even looked at the donut being made.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest.
I didn't see. Dude, you know what I thought was a genius invention?
Because you can ask them to buy that one, or like you can ask them for samples. You can be like, "Hey, I've never been here. Can I have a sample?" They'll like take it off of the thing and give it to you. Yeah, you no, that's like a thing.
What
Swear to
the
God, if you go into a Krispy Kreme and I don't know if you have to say it's my first time, but you can be like, "Can I have a sample?" And
Yeah.
like I pretty sure like 9 out of 10 times they'll be like, "Yeah, here."
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine
I
you went to like a Skittles factory and you're like, "Those are cool." Here, kid.
Dude, I did to a jelly bean factory. So that was my 8th grade trip, by
Oh,
the
for
way.
real?
The Jelly Belly factory. They closed it down now. It's gone. But
Kind of sad.
it is kind of sad. It was in Wisconsin. We'll
Oh yeah,
continue this.
fuck Wisconsin.
No, Wisconsin's cool, right? Don't no.
Now
We're
my now my boy
no.
Wisconsin.
Hold on. We'll continue this in the next clip. We'll continue in the next
All
clip.
right.
This is the end of the episode. If you would like to see more of us, please subscribe. Or don't if you don't like to see more of us. But if you do like to see more of us, we would like to see more of you. So leave a comment down below. What was your favorite part of this episode? Let us know if we mentioned balls in this episode. We need a ball counter, dude. Ball counter. We should have like a clock or something. Ball counters.
Leave it comments down below if there's anything you want to see us like hang up here. Me and Rico were having an idea of putting up like our old
like retire our jerseys.
our from where we used to work, and we mentioned it before. But if we haven't, if you guys want us to, we'll hang them and then we can talk about it. Yeah. And our worst experience is working there, honestly.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Get the fuck out of here.